a good evening. It is 6:28, and I'm going to give it a moment as we get other people. Today, I want to talk to you about the demons and the occult and how it is real. The demonic and the occult is real. I think you guys are going to be very shocked in what I'm about to show you. I think it will blow you away. I really encourage you to stay on track. As you guys know, I am not one of those guys who are like a conspiracy theorist type of person. That's not who I am. That's not what I am about. But I think today, I think you guys are going to really kind of be shocked at what you're going to see, what you're going to experience in this. I think it's very important that you do kind of just take a moment and you're gonna like this video. I think you're gonna like it. I'm not sure if you're gonna like it or you're going to be like, "Wow, I couldn't believe that." But so I'm gonna give it a moment just for people to kind of get on there, get on track, and to see a little bit of the things that are happening. The demonic, first of all, let me just say the demonic is real, folks. It is real, and a lot of people don't realize how real it is, and it just really kind of gives us a glimpse. Not so much that God is not in control, because He is in control, right? God is in control, but it kind of shows us like how crazy these things can be. I mean, how when you're looking at life, when you're looking at the predictions, and you're looking at things in this world, it is real. I mean, the demonic is real. So, as you guys know, one of the examples and one of the things I want to bring up is the issue on Charlie Kirk, and some people don't know how to look at these facts. And again, what I'm going to show you is going to blow your mind. It really is. You're going to be like, you got to be kidding me. You're going to find yourself very shocked at what you're about to see. And why I believe this, why I believe the importance of understanding how real the demonic is and how real the occult is because we are giving glimpses, we are giving hints throughout our world, throughout our life, about the things that are happening in the background. And like I said earlier this morning, I was preaching on Sunday morning about how God intercedes for us, and He's already speaking on our behalf. God is already ahead of us, doing whatever He needs to do. Now, as you guys know, Charlie Kirk had died and was assassinated. But I want you to see something which is really, really neat. And this movie, as a matter of fact, came out in 1998, and this video I'm about to show you was uploaded about 2 years ago. Okay, this was uploaded 2 years ago. It wasn't uploaded just recently. Okay, it wasn't like this is something that was just recently uploaded, but rather 2 years ago this video was uploaded, and it's called Snake Eyes. And I think it's pretty neat how this movie is called Snake Eyes, because in 2025 in the Chinese zodiac, which I don't really believe, but they call it the year of the snake in 2025, right? But in this video, you're going to see really neat things, and I'm going to want to explain a little bit, and I don't want to take too much on this video, but I'm going to explain for you who are watching live, if you have any questions to let me know, on this, what it really means and what we're actually seeing. So let's go ahead and start this video, and I'll kind of tell you, and I'm just going to kind of start the video, and I'm just going to stop. I want to point out a few things to you as you're listening to this video, or you're watching this, and I'm not going to play the whole video. It's 1 hour. It's a movie, 1 hour and 28 minutes. And the reason it goes in and out is because this was downloaded 2 years ago from, my goodness, I don't know. It looks like, the Philippines or some Burma or somewhere like that, in the Asian area there. And what they did is, to prevent copyright, they kind of go on in and out and kind of did captions and with the music in the background. But okay, let's go ahead and start this movie. And if you have any comments, let me know. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of point out a few things. Number one, 14,000 fight fans, right? 14,000 fight fans, and Hurricane Jezebel, right? Hurricane Jezebel. Oh, am I on there? Yep. Hurricane Jezebel is part of this. So you're gonna see 14,000 fight fans, Hurricane Jezebel. Okay, there we go.
They want you to call it a tropical storm, not a hurricane.
But it is a hurricane.
Yeah, well, it's also a holiday weekend, so will you please just call it a tropical storm? Please?
I love this town. They even spin the weather.
All right, listen, we gotta go live on this one, so don't screw it up. And Al, I think that's Pell going in there with Secretary Kirkland. Zoom in on them during the intro.
Anyway, we're going to do this from inside. Why don't you stand out here like a weather bimbo? Good evening, everyone, and welcome.
Okay, so here's part number 2. I want you to notice here the Atlantic City Executioner Tyler versus Ruiz. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back just a tiny bit here because this is a little bit. There we go.
Over by Tyler's dressing room. Here, play 50 on who?
Television event. Well, the lucky one.
Let's stop right there. There's the date, September 10th at 10 p.m. Okay, so there's a date. Tyler, right there, Executioner. We'll put full screen, just a screen. There we go. Just a little bit back. Bingo, right there. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, well, it's also a holiday weekend, so will you please just call it a tropical storm? Please?
I love this town. They even spin the weather.
All right, listen, we gotta go live on this one, so don't screw it up. And Al, I think that's Pell going in there with Secretary Kirkland. Zoom in on them during the intro.
Anyway, we're going to do this from inside. Why don't you stand out here like a weather bimbo?
All right, that's a little bit better right there. We have the Atlantic City Executioner Tyler versus Ruiz, September 10th, 10 p.m. Okay, so remember this movie was put up there 2 years ago. 2 years ago, this movie came out. Okay, here we go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Apollo pay-per-view television event. Well, the lucky ones are already inside at the fight as the first taste of Tropical Storm Jezebel lashes the boardwalk outside the grand old Atlantic City Arena. It's hard to believe.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to fast forward it because that's enough established on this point here, okay? This is Nicolas Cage is in this movie, okay? And let's go ahead and start right over. And I'm going to have to, I want to also apologize beforehand in case there's any profanity in this movie or, you know, as we're watching this. But I don't think you're going to see pretty much, you know, or hear a lot of profanity. But again, 2 years ago, this movie came out. And so I'm going to kind of fast forward to a place where it's going to be relevant.
Admiral, why are you so uptight? It's fight night! Running security, and I got a lot on my mind. Kirkland's high profile. He's all over the news and brings some nutcases out of the woodwork. He's a real publicity hound. Look at this.
And now, the distinguished Secretary of Defense of the United States of America, Mr. Charles Kirkland.
Okay, so this guy's at a fight night, September 10th, coming to see the Executioner Tyler versus Ruiz on September 10th, and the senator's name is Charles Kirkland. Charles Kirkland, okay? Again, I want to make it a point that this show or this movie was put on there 2 years ago. I'm sorry, 1998, and was put on YouTube 2 years ago, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I think I was listening. I was talking, but again, so far we have Charles Kirkland is the senator, if you didn't hear me already, and September 10th, and he's going to see the Executioner Tyler versus Ruiz on September 10th. Again, the senator, his name is Charles Kirkland.
I'm not going to eat it. A couple of
pepperoni, sausage, Canadian bacon. Listen, why don't you just get to the watch and save time? All right, look, I got business. Call me back in 5. There he is!
It's all right. He's with me.
There's the man whose life I want! You're late. You know me, always upholding justice. Where'd you get in?
Last night I flew in from Norfolk with following the secretary.
Hey, is that him?
And tuck in your shirt. I'll introduce you. Jesus, I get your front row seat. You show up looking like Don Ho.
Well, pardon my savoir-faire, Admiral. Why are you so uptight? It's fight night!
Running security tonight. I got a lot on my mind. Kirkland's high profile. He's all over the news and brings some nutcases out of the woodwork. He's a real publicity hound. Look at this.
And now, the distinguished Secretary of Defense of the United States of America, Mr. Charles Kirkland.
Okay, again, just so that we can get, I only posted that again, just so we get a little bit more understanding of what we're watching here. September 10th, so far, if you're catching along, September 10th, and this is Charles Kirkland is a senator, and he's at this fight with Tyler versus Ruiz, okay? I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit here, kind of pull it right about here, okay? Okay, so that's another thing here is this guy here is causing a distraction. He's causing a distraction and just really acting up, okay? I mean, he's semi-bald, obviously. He's hair, older guy, older gentleman, acting all crazy like.
What? Who are you? Where? My lucky number. What?
Okay, so what you're seeing is the Senator Charles Kirkland getting shot in the neck. And okay, so we're gonna stop right there. Okay, so if you are with me, I'm not sure if you just came on, and we're watching this. What you are seeing is pretty fascinating. Now, again, for some of you who do not know what is going on or what this is truly really about, is again, like I was showing you earlier. Look at the date on this. This movie was put in 2 years ago. Okay, folks, 2 years ago, but it's a 1998 movie. And look at this date here. Let's go back. This is Hurricane Jezebel. In this point is what's going on, and then look at this date here on this. Tyler, the executioner Tyler versus Ruiz on September 10th at 10 p.m. Okay, I also then want you to bring to your attention that the senator, which is right here, this is the senator. The senator's name is Charles Kirkland, and Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck. Now, what does this, how do you put this all together? If you have not put it all together, and if you have put it all together, say got it. Comment. Let me know that you got it, or if you don't understand it. If you don't know, Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th. Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th. And he was shot in the neck by a man, supposedly right now, Tyler Robinson. On September 10th, shot in the neck. And it was later said that there was this witchcraft, or this place that's name was Jezebel, who paid for Etsy witches, I don't know what that means, to place a curse upon Charlie Kirk. And if you look at this movie, if you're looking at this movie from the beginning all the way to the end, or from this point, you got September 10th, You have a movie of September 10th. The storm is Jezebel. The executioner is Tyler, right? Shot in the neck of Charles Kirkland. Gets shot in the neck. What is going on? Like, what truly is happening here? What exactly are we seeing? Like, how did this happen? Like, how do you get a movie from 1998 that was filmed in 1998, and then is shown here, was downloaded 2 years ago, okay? Like, my very first instinct when I saw this movie was immediately like, did someone go back and like mess around with the movie? Like, did someone go back and play games with this? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was very, very shocked. Like I just around with the movie. Like, like, was this shocking? Like, is someone is someone playing around? Like, did they go back and they re-edited the movie? But this movie again was downloaded 2 years ago. And how do you get to a download that was 2 years ago and you got September 10th? You have Charles Kirk, right? Charlie Kirk, right? He's political, and he mentions the Jezebel spirit, or the Jezebel, and what do you call it? And Tyler, right? You get the word Tyler, the executioner, Tyler. All these are put together. I mean, what is happening? What exactly? So I thought about that. I'm like, I'm really like flabbergasted, and you should also be flabbergasted. Like, is there something going on that we don't know? Like, when the producer who produced Snake Eyes, like, did he even know what he was doing? Like, is he thinking like, all right, you know what, and in 2025, right, in like 15 years from now, or 13 years, or whatever, 12 years from now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill somebody whose name is Charlie Kirk, and we're going to do this in 2025, right? Is this what he's done? I said 18 years ago. What am I talking about? 25, 26, 27 years from now. 27 years from now, we're going to build this character named Charlie Kirk, and he's going to, get shot in the neck by a guy named Tyler Robinson, and this is what's going to happen. Is this what we're actually seeing? Like, is this, obviously not. Obviously, this is not what we're going to be encountering. So what exactly is happening? Are we foretelling? Are we putting something in, and then, like, the demonic is playing it out? Like, are we creating our own future? Are we creating something that we're seeing? Now, I've heard of predictive programming. Someone said this, what is, and we kind of talk about like predictive programming. Like, what is, and if you've ever heard of that, what is predictive programming? Man, my spelling is way off today. What is, let me go ahead, predictive programming. There we go. Predictive programming, also as predictive processing. When it comes down to conspiracy theories, I guess we would say, and conspiracy, and conspiracies, predictive coding, programming. When movies predict real events, okay? When movies predict real events. And we've seen a little bit of those things. Let me see images. When movies predict real events, like, for example, if you guys remember, we've seen things like the Simpsons, right? Who made President Trump the president of the United States of America. Like, how would anyone ever have thought like this is going to happen? Like, that President Trump would be the president of the United States of America. The lone gunman showing a hijacked plane being flown towards the World Trade Center. This is example of this. When it talks about like predictive programming. 9 years before the emergence of outbreak of coronavirus, the city of New York was versus Homer Simpson, that originally aired in 1997, features a plot that eerily mirrors the 9/11 tragedy in some ways. And it says there are almost 9 years. Okay, there are many other fictional incidents, more various books, movies, TV shows, etc., that talk about the future. Predictive programming is a theory devised. Obviously, my goodness, Mike, is there enough ads on this or what? Predictive is a theory devised by conspiracy theorists. It claims that the government or groups of elites, elites are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool, make the population more accepting of planned future events. So in other words, we're kind of like already ahead. Predictive programming is not a scientific, but a notion developed by contrarians that the world is run by a totalitarian government of lizard people, powerful evil agencies that fake large-scale events to manipulate people's opinions and further increase dominance. Conspiracy theorists claim, I guess remember, guys, remember that movie that show long time ago. It used to be called V, where the guy puts his glasses on and he could see all these lizard people. This notion was first described and proposed by conspiracist Alan Watt, who defines as a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with plans to societal changes to be implemented by our leaders, if and then was the changes put forth. Supporters of the predictive programming somewhat illogically suggest that the government also employs the technique so that people don't lose trust in already established systems. So there are examples throughout our life, our world, that kind of gives us these types of examples. So let me say, see if we can find something here on this. Examples of predictive programming. So let's see. The Lone Gunman. Okay, this show featured a plot where a hijacked. So the Lone Gunman in 2001. Okay. This is a few days after a 9/11 rumor started circulating. Action hero Jackie Chan had barely escaped with his life. He'd been slated as a nosebleed. Right. Let's see here. The rumor was that Jackie Chan was supposed to have been shooting in the morning of the attacks. It turns out, what's going on? I guess obviously it's not. The Lone Gunmen were, examples include the pilot episode of The Lone Gunmen, where a hijacked plane was flown into the World Trade Center as a false flag attack. The Dark Knight Rises, which features a map of Gotham where one of the marked locations in Sandy Hook, and an episode of Family Guy in which Peter Griffin drives through the Boston Marathon, released only a few months before the bombing at the 2000 Boston Marathon. Predictive programming, the thinking goes, also can be in the way of disclose something scary to people like this, the existence of aliens, without panicking the population. Now, let me just say, it doesn't have to be aliens, folks. It does not have to be aliens. This is not an alien thing. This is a demon thing. This is a demonic thing. This is what we are seeing in our world today. It's demonic. We are seeing the occult. We're seeing glimpses of the occult, the witchcraft, the evil, the things that we're seeing. These are all wickedness. These are all evil that we are encountering in this world. We should not be shocked when we see these things. Though we are very what you would say shocked, in the sense that we're like, what? You got to be kidding me. This is just something where we see. I mean, where we are like, we couldn't believe it. How something so close to the real event of September 10th actually happened in a movie called Snake Eyes, back in 1998. These are demonic. These are evil spirits. And there's two ways of doing this, folks. I'm not sure exactly how it is. Maybe we're creating these movies, and the demons are duplicating these movies. In other words, we did the Snake Eyes with Jezebel, with September 10th, with Charles Kirkland, the senator, the political senator, gets shot in the neck. And what if what we are creating and what we are putting out in our world, the demons are able to move these pawns into place. And because they're able to move these pawns into place, they're putting them in positions to replicate what we are seeing and what's happening here. That we're getting a glimpse of the future, or maybe we're not getting a glimpse of the future. Maybe what we're doing is we're forming our future, and the demonic, the occult, is taking these pictures that we ourselves are developing, and we are putting it like kind of. Have you ever seen like a before and after picture? Like a latter, now and later, or later and now, or past and present. So we're seeing a past picture that we've produced, and then we're doing it present of what it looks like in the past, and then we're going, oh wow, what a coincidence. Well, it's really not a coincidence. We actually put that picture together. So it is also, we're painting a picture in our movies, in our music, in our life. We're speaking these things into existence. I'm not a type of person where I believe we are creating these, but I believe that in our world, and especially in people who are not Christians, this is why it's important to understand that as a Christian, that when you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you receive Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you follow Him, and you obey Him, and you're walking in His truths, and you understand His truths, that you are not so pliable to the demonic or the occult. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be you're not going to be a casualty to the wickedness of this world. It could happen. Great Christian people die. Good Christian people die. But what it means is that you are not becoming a pawn in it. You're not the one who's being part of what these demons are doing. You are pulling yourself away. You are kind of asking Christ, Lord, come into my life. I want to live for you. I want to serve you. I want to obey you. And you're removing yourself. There's so many, especially with the Charlie Kirk issue. And if you haven't already, I mean, there is so much that just seems very, very awkward, so weird about what is happening. And I know a lot of people had issues with what I had to say when Charlie Kirk died, because I believe that Charlie Kirk was a man who loved Jesus. He really was. He was a man who loved God. And I just saw that the way people reacted to him was really weird. And I just felt like there was something deeper spiritual. One guy asked me, he says to me, oh, did you go to the Charlie Kirk Memorial? And I said to him, well, I'm not ecumenical. And I said, I'm not ecumenical. And he says, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I found it. I mean, obviously, other than Sunday, I'm just not into this unification of the religions and the faith. I'm not ecumenical. I believe that there are some theology, there's some faiths that are false teachers, like the Pentecostals, who believe that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are one being and one person, that Jesus is the Father, and etc. This is a false teaching that the early church refuted. I don't believe in gathering with the ecumenical false teachers and preachers that are out there. And even though I may like some of their music and maybe some of their singing and all that, their doctrines and teachings and their examples are wicked. They're evil. And I know a lot of people didn't like what I had to say about that. And I mean, you can like it or you can not like it. It doesn't matter. The point is, This is what the one world government will be one day. One day, it will be about the people, all these people gathering together to worship under one spiritual authority, or one spiritual roof of all religions. I'm not like that. So I just felt kind of was very weird. I even said to my wife, I said it seems very weird how so many people are idolizing Charlie Kirk. And I was listening to, and if you haven't listened to, and it doesn't make, and this is not really about Charlie Kirk being a bad guy. He wasn't. Charlie Kirk was a great guy. I think the problem is the people, and what they said, like the Stephen Miller's speech. If you're looking at Stephen Miller's speech, this guy right here, Stephen Miller's full speech. I'm the guy, and some people had issues even when I talked about Stephen Miller's speech, and I thought to myself, this guy and what Stephen Miller is saying sounds very Babel. Seems like a very Tower of Babel theology. And it just seems like the way they're idolizing it and what they're doing to Charlie Kirk seems very demonic in itself. I know I've even made a little comments that seem maybe insensitive. For example, of how Turning Point USA is like selling T-shirts and bracelets and just, trying to make as much money fundraising. I mean, I'm not the only person who had problems with this. A lot of people had problems with these fundraising efforts going out there now, capitalizing on the things that our brother had done. And it's like, it's sad. We're seeing a very demonic force behind this. I think more demonic than we think. And I think when all is revealed and it's shown, I think a lot of people are going to be very, very shocked and maybe even a little bit stupid, because they're going to say, wow, I did not know that. You know what I mean? I did not. Behind this, pull this aside there a little bit. And I think when all is revealed, they're gonna be very shocked on this. So look at this speech I'm gonna play here on Stephen Miller, and I'm gonna play it a little bit faster. That way, I don't bore you to death. But I'm gonna stop it a couple times on this, because you're gonna see that even his speech is very Tower of Babel, and it's insulting. I think it's insulting to any Christian of this man and what this man is saying. I don't like Stephen Miller. He's a Defense Homeland Security guy, and he's the guy who's behind all these immigration stuff. He's very crude, and I think he's very demonic in himself. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to this demon.
Please welcome to the stage Stephen Miller.
Hello, Turning Point. Hello, Patriots. Hello to our fearless president, Donald J. Trump. And hello to millions of Americans all across this land who are gathered in sadness and sorrow to mourn Charlie Kirk, but also to dedicate ourselves to finishing his mission and achieving victory in his...
So look what he says, to finish his mission and to getting victory in his name, in Charlie Kirk's name. And I know what he's trying to say, and don't be like, oh, you know what he's trying to say, Pastor. No, in reality, look at everything he says and what he's pointing to, okay? I heard the whole speech, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But when you look at the totality of the speech, you get really to a different point.
His name. The day that Charlie died, the angels wept, but those tears have been turned into fire in our hearts. And that fire burns with a righteous fury that our enemies cannot comprehend or understand. When I see Erica and her strength and her courage. I'm reminded of a famous expression. The storm whispers to the warrior that you cannot withstand my strength. And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm.
Okay, first of all, he told him it's cool, but I am the storm. You know, like, I am the storm. As if Erica Kirk is the storm. I'll tell you who the storm really is. The storm right now is going to be Candace Owens. I think Candace Owens is the storm. I think everyone looking into the assassination of Charlie Kirk is the storm. They're going to be really looking at it, but I think I think again there's a lot of emotional upcharge in this, and I got to give credit to where that's placed. It's emotional. Everyone's so emotional. Everyone's emotional, but in these emotions, you can see the demonic in this is really being pulled out. And I'm not saying there weren't some great Christian people there. There were, but in ecumenical wise, this guy here was very. The storm whispers, you know, I am the storm. Okay, let's listen on.
America is the storm. We are the storm. And our enemy...
Erica is the storm. We are the storm. Okay? I mean, again, Erica is the storm. We are the storm.
Enemies cannot comprehend our strength, our determination, our resolve, our passion. Our lineage and our legacy hails back to Athens, to Rome, to Philadelphia, to Monticello. Our ancestors built the cities. They produced the art and architecture. They built the industry. Erica stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families, raised up city, raised up industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light.
So we can already see that just his his comments are very outrageous, ludicrous. You know, our ancestors are from Rome, from it is from Rome, because you know what? You belong to part of that dragon. You belong to part of that beast. From Rome, from Monticello, from, you know, Athens, from all these things. And what is he talking about, folks? He's talking about goddesses, gods and goddesses, mythology, false gods and goddesses. And look at what he says, that she brought us, these women who brought us out of the light and brought us from the light.
Industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light will defeat. I mean, look at that.
Brought us out of the darkness into the light. Brought us out of the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark. Guys, there's nothing Christian about this. This is all 100% humanism. Humanistic. Very, very humanistic. Okay?
We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble. And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness, you are jealousy, you are envy, you are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity.
We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who build humanity. We. This is a Tower of Babel speech. Let us build the tower. We're going to build this tower to heaven. We're going to build this tower to the top. And I know you might think I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not. I mean, you're going to see his voice is going to slip, and he's going to say things. You're going to be like, ah, like what? There it is. Okay? Listen.
You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal.
You have made him immortal. Again, look at the idolization that is happening. You have made him immortal. You have done this. We, us. You have made him immortal. Let's go.
You have immortalized Charlie Kirk, and now millions will carry on his legacy. And we will devote the rest of our lives to...
You know, there was a time when people said, I'm Charlie. And my comment was, why don't you become Jesus first? Okay? because Charlie Kirk was trying to be like Jesus, right? He's trying to do his best, obviously. I don't believe, again, like I said, I don't believe in a lot of the theologies and the things that he believes. I mean, Charlie Kirk believed that Mormons were Christians. You know, Mormons are not Christians. They're far from Christians. Their theology is false teachings. It's a false doctrine. Heretical, very heretical. Mormons are heresy, are heretics, okay? I'm not saying all Mormons. I'm saying Mormonism is very heretic, very heretical. And yet, you know, he had people on his, you know, who were Mormons, and he believed they were his brothers, you know, in Christ. I don't believe that. He had different types of theology. But that's not to say anything bad about him. I think, again, he was a young believer. He's 31 years old. He wasn't a theologian or some kind of apologist. I mean, he had his politics way down thing, and he believed in Jesus, and he loved Jesus, and he understood the basic theologies. But there were people who understood that Mormons are not Christians. You know, Mormons are not believers in Jesus. They may believe in Jesus, but they are heretics. Okay, there's a lot of heresy in Mormonism. But they're idolizing him. This is what's happening here. Okay, and again, I'm not saying anything bad about him or trying to say anything bad about Charlie Kirk or anything, as much as I'm saying these people have started something that is crazy. I mean, they have started a theology that is false. I'm going to see here. Give me a second. I just want to try and take this person and let him know. Church active shooter. Okay, yeah. I think if you're on there, James, will you share that with me? I mean, I think you can still comment on the post and tell me on this. Oh, okay. So he sent me something about the church active shooter. Today's live stream covers the breaking attack of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints meeting house. Okay. I'd love to take a look at that. Maybe do a little video on that, maybe on thing. But maybe I could put it up there and post it in a minute here, since I'm already playing it. It may give me the option to look at my history on there. But let's continue with Stephen Miller.
Finishing the causes for which Charlie gave his last measure of devotion. You cannot defeat us. You cannot slow us. You cannot stop us. You cannot deter us. We will carry Charlie and Erica in our heart every single day and fight that much harder because of what you did to us. You have no idea. The dragon you have awakened. You have no idea.
There it is. You have no idea about the dragon you have awakened. The dragon you have awakened. Really, the dragon. Huh, that's weird. You know, yeah, I think we do. I think we do know the dragon that is awake. Again, like we saw in an earlier video, we're already seeing the demonic. The demonic is already presenting itself out. It's showing how these things are going to ultimately come to pass. And God is already revealing a little bit about this.
How determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic. Because our children are strong, and our grandchildren will be strong, and our children's children's children will be strong. And what will you leave behind? Nothing, nothing. To our enemies, you have nothing to give, you have nothing to offer, you have nothing to share, but bitterness. We have beauty, we have light, we have goodness, we have determination, we have vision, we have strength.
There you go. Think about this. We have beauty, we have light, we have all these things. Folks, this type of talk is the talk of the Antichrist. He was an angel of light, they would say, of beauty. This is the proverb that was given to the king in Ezekiel, the king of Tyre. And he says, look at you. You were arrayed in light and beauty and all these things, and I provided all these things for you. And what did you do? You rebelled. You know, you acted all huffy and puffy. And this is what happens. And this is exactly what we're seeing with the issue of here. This same rhetoric, this same talk is very occultish in its hint. Let's continue.
We built the world that we inhabit now, generation by generation, and we will defend this world. We will defend goodness. We will defend light. We will defend virtue. You cannot terrify us. You cannot frighten us. You cannot threaten us. because we are on the side of goodness. We are on the side of God. And to my friend Charlie, to my brother Charlie.
I don't know who his God is. So he probably is on the side of God, but it's not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't know who his God is. And I mean, just the way he talks, he has not said the name of Jesus. He just says God. He never said the name of Jesus. He never called on the name of Christ in this video. He's never said anything about Christ. We said God, the dragon, we built the city. We are the light. We are and you can see he's removing all the creation and all the glory that belongs to God, and he's receiving it unto himself on this. And now he's about to talk to Charlie. Now he thinks he's talking to Charlie.
Charlie, I know you are looking at us right now. I know you're watching Erica right now. I know you're watching your children right now. And I promise you, my friend, I promise you, my brother, we will prove worthy of your sacrifice.
Will prove worthy of your sacrifice. Of your sacrifice. No, how about we find the person, the real people who are behind the murdering of Charlie Kirk. I think that would be better. Let's find out who really is behind the murder of an assassination of Charlie Kirk. I think we need to get to the bottom of that part right there, okay? This person here is, again, idolizing Charlie Kirk. He's idolizing this, and there's a really weird sensation I get. And I really believe, and I am not the only person. I think that God is speaking to a lot of people, that there's something fishy. There's just something not right in this, okay?
We will prove worthy of your time on earth. We will make you proud. We will finish the job. We will defeat the forces of darkness and evil, and we will stand every day for what is true, what is beautiful, what is good. And we will achieve victory for our children, for our families, for our civilization, and for every patriot who stands with us. God bless you. God bless Turning Point. God bless Erica. God bless the Kirk family. God bless our heroes. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
So that was his what do you call it? So-called speech. Whatever speech that's all about. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at history here. What do I have my history in this? Oh, the active shooter in okay. The active shooter here in as you guys know, a gunman had gone into a Church of Jesus, the attack on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A gunman rammed his vehicle into the building, set a fire, and opened fire on worshippers, leaving multiple dead and injured. And it's not about denominational differences. It's about the reality in houses of worship in America are being targeted, just as a recent terror calls warned. I'll break down the method of attack and what this means for church security, and etc. Okay, well, let's take a look here.
We have a lot of LDS followers. We have all been talking, and we are worried about the LDS church because they have really left themselves open for attack. Most of the churches, or if not all, don't have an organized safety ministry like most evangelical churches do. And a lot of them have been worried about that. In fact, a lot of LDS leaders have been trying to push my name forward to help them with their security. If you are LDS watching this, I am about 4 hours from Salt Lake City. I would be more than happy to help you guys set up how you would do a safety team at your churches. And I will do it for free because I'm tired of seeing this. So again, you guys can all reach out to me. I will try to make that happen. All right. So again,
so that kind of tells you who this guy is. Brother James shares this guy's video. He's a Christian warrior, right? Christian warrior, and he believes in security in the church. And I know at Harvest we also feel the same. We think that security is important. We have, I'm sure, we are not a gun-free zone. I believe that we need to be ready, always ready, because you just never know. Okay, so what happens in this story here is, I guess, here's the story of the Latter-day Saints. I think we're going to start right over here where it goes.
Changes, right? The information can change pretty regularly, as they often do as the investigation unfolds. But we've got a lot of people injured, and I think we have some people missing in that fire that you see on your screen right now. Today, where there was an active shooter incident at a LDS church. Now, the information I'm pulling in is from vetted news sources, from information the police have put out, the LDS church has put out. I have been in touch with LDS friends about what they know and what's going on. But again, this changes, right? The information can change pretty rarely, as they often do as the investigation unfolds. But we've got a lot of people injured, and I think we have some people missing in that fire that you see on your screen right now. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. If you are new here, a Christian Warrior, we talk about church security, how to keep your church safe, self-defense for Christians, and doing it in a biblical way. So this happened earlier today. This is September 28th. If you're tuning in afterwards, this happened at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Meeting House on McCandlish Road in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. Now, that's about 50 miles north of Detroit. This is the church before it burned down, just to give you an idea. Now, the assailant, the suspect, is a 40-year-old male from Burton, Michigan, which I'm being told is nearby. Now, there is some talk that this might be the suspect that rammed into the church.
So he comes, so obviously, if you don't know, he finds himself, he drives right into the church, okay? Drives right into the church, gets out, starts firing on them, and starts setting a fire on this thing. Now, I'm not sure, does anyone know did he kill himself? What happened? I mean, do they know what ever happened to him?
In the next couple of weeks, the church gets attacked by somebody that is a lone wolf attacker because they hear all of this stuff saying, go shoot churches, and they end up going and doing it. It's unconfirmed if that's the suspect, but everything I've heard from witnesses on the line, that looks like that's going to be the suspect's vehicle. So again, what this suspect did was he rammed his vehicle into the church, came out with a semi-automatic rifle, and started shooting people. I've been warning you guys about ramming attacks, and that you need to put bollards out front of your church. Now, most LDS churches are pretty much the same for the most part.
What he's talking about when he talks about bullets is, I think you guys probably have seen these before. They are these concrete pillars, and they prevent a vehicle from driving into the sanctuary. So that, if someone wanted to drive into the church, they would, they couldn't just go right in to where the parishioners are. Okay, so there's a kind of like these pillars that prevent any vehicle from going.
Live in Idaho, where the majority denomination is LDS, and I actually live next to a temple, but I went to the meeting house just down the road when I was coming back from church, and I took a look, and they have the standard front doors that you can just drive a vehicle straight through if there's nothing blocking it, no bollards or anything like that. I do have a lot of LDS followers. We have all been talking, and we are worried about the LDS church because they have really left themselves open for attack. Most of the churches, or if not all, don't have an organized safety ministry like most evangelical churches.
So I mean, it's a neat thing. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of this in our world today. We're seeing a lot of the wickedness and evil and all these people just kind of going crazy against churches. Not just against churches, really against any religion. Against religion, anytime there's the thing is the demonic. The demonic is getting so angry, and didn't Jesus tell us this in Matthew chapter 24? He says it's gonna be bad. I mean, people are, because of sin, it will wax cold. I mean, people's heart will wax cold because of sin, and because of sin, he says people's heart will wax cold. And not only that, but even the Apostle Paul talks to Timothy. He says, in the last day, there will become perilous times. In times and doctrines of demons, and people will no longer bear the truth, but they will raise up for themselves teachers who teach falsehoods and stuff like that. This is what we're seeing in our world today. We're seeing this real bad type of spirit and this bad theology that is happening, and these things that is going to happen. Let me take a look at this verse right here in 1 Timothy or 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 4. I believe it's in. Okay, there we go. Now the Spirit itself the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to what? Seducing spirits and doctrines of devil, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with hot iron, right? Isn't that what we're seeing now in our latter times? Are we not seeing that people are departing from the faith. Like, what happened? Like, there was a time when we didn't have this issue, but people are departing from the faith. They're turning away from God. And the Spirit expressly, and I like what it says, now the Spirit expressly says this. The Spirit speaketh expressly. And this word here, oh, let me put the dictionary, here we go. Expressly means distinctly, spokenly, outspoken. So the Spirit outspeaks this. He's spoken outwardly. He's telling us, the Holy Spirit's telling you and telling us that in the last time, in the latter time, some will depart. And this word here, depart, means apostate. They will apostameia. They will get out of the faith. They will revolt. They will rebel from the faith, giving heed. They will rebel against faith, giving heed. And this Hebrew word here, or this Greek word for giving heed means to hold to mind. To hold to mind, meaning in other words, they're going to really grip it into their head. To seducing, let's take a look at this word here, seducing. It means to impostor or roving, that is to be misled. Misleading spirits and doctrines, right? Doctrines or instructions. This is not just teaching, even though it can mean doctrine like learning and teaching. This could be instruction of any type of devils. And this means of deities, the demonic spirits, the occult, just like we saw earlier, the movie Snake Eyes, and how all these things are revealed to us, and how these demons are moving in the people's lives, and how things that are happening. Folks, when you're looking at transgenders, people who are transgender, people who are in a homosexual lifestyle, this is demonic. This is more than just a mental issue. This is a demonic spirit that is in their mind, that they who are a man thinks they're a girl. Like the transgender spirit is a demonic spirit. It manifests itself. Doctrines of devils. Speaking lies. They will be deceived. Lies. Erroneous doctrines. And this here means the word is pseudologists, meaning a fake word or fake doctrine, speaking bad, speaking false, in hypocrisy, speaking lies in hypocrisy, and even the way they act, they speak lies. Isn't that what we're seeing in the liberals? Isn't that what we are seeing in the Democrat Party? What does the liberals, what does the transgender, what does the LGBTQ community do? They speak lies in hypocrisy. Love, and it's all about love, and it's all about tolerance, and it's all about loving one another. It's love, love, love. And don't we hear the word love wins? Fake lies in hypocrisy. What they say is not what they're doing. What they're doing is violence. They are against Christians. They are fighting against Christians. The liberal Democrat agenda is false. It is fake. It is fake. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron, and it means it's so bad. And it's one word here. It's coateredozo, and it means to render unsensitive. There's no sensitivity on this. The lies are tremendous, are crazy. Crazy. So I want to put one other video here I want to share with you on this. If you haven't seen this video about these two guys who are kicked out, pretty much run out of Tennessee State University. And these guys, let's go ahead and put this video. There you go.
We had a group of people come and start to heckle us.
Why even provoke on our campus?
There's tonight chaos here at the Tennessee State University campus after a debate group visits the campus wearing MAGA hats and carrying signs against DEI and illegal immigration.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us from TSU tonight after speaking with both students and that debate group.
Most students I spoke with are calling the conservative group who showed up here at TSU hateful. That group tells me they were just trying to have civil discourse with the students and are accusing those who push back of inciting violence. Video shows.
I mean, look at this. These guys sat down, and I saw their table, and their table says illegal immigrants all illegals should be deported, and then it says something about transgender or abortion or transgender on it, and these guys started getting very, very violent. Oh, there you go. DEI should be illegal. And then in the other one says deport all. There you go. There's the actual. There we go. There's the actual thing here. Deport all illegals now. Okay. And DEI should be illegal. And he's like, okay, you know what? Let's debate. Who you guys want to sit down and debate? And it says, let's talk. So they're really what they're trying to do is saying, hey, let's talk.
Now, let's talk.
Let's talk, okay? And this group of TSU, this is Tennessee State University. This is, if you don't know, this is a black university, okay? Black university. So you know that a majority of these who are in TSU, who are in this black university, are Democrats. A majority of them are Democrats. A majority of them are Black Lives Matter, demonic group. They are the Democrat Party. They are a very liberal party, and I don't agree with this guy about deporting all illegals. I think that's garbage. Okay, first of all, that's not Christ-like. Number one, I don't care what you say about the illegals. You know, that's not even Christ-like. But DEI, you know, that should be illegal. But we should not have to hire somebody who's gay or what, just because they're gay or because they're black. It's not right. We should not be basing our who we're hiring based on gender, race, or color, or whatever it is. Let alone these guys they've had this post up there, and they all these people are getting angry. Okay, they're getting angry. Instead of talking and sitting down talking with them, no, they want, so they crowd this. They start stealing their signs. They start acting very, very violent.
TSU senior Layla Johnson was there when it all went down on Tuesday. What did you think about the group coming onto this campus with those signs?
I just feel like it was unnecessary. Like, why would you come to a HBCU with all that commotion knowing that we're going to say something about it? Like, they're just, like, insane.
Why did your group pick a historically black college to have this conversation?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't go to historically black colleges to have these conversations?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question, right? Why did they go to a historically black university? And the lady's like, why did you go to this historically black college to have, and he's like, is there a reason why we can't? Like, are black colleges supposed to be treated differently? Like, are we supposed to be like, no, we're not going to a black college? Those guys, that's not right. I mean, they're making it like, hello, you know, but they're making it a race issue. And this is the mentality of people, right? Okay.
We're not limiting who we want to go speak to based off their race, based off their gender.
The university is calling the group's actions hostile and saying TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner.
Take a look at our last 6 stops, our first 6 stops. We have not had an issue like this whatsoever.
Layla believes they were not there for debate, but to provoke students.
I don't agree with it. Like,
here's the thing, they've been to other places and they had nothing. It was not until they get to a historically black university. How many historically is out of proportion? A black university, okay? Once they get to Tennessee with black university, suddenly there's nothing but violence against them. Guys, this is ridiculous. If you're in the black community, you guys should be, I know I've watched even some videos on this that some of the black community is very ashamed. They're like, I am disgusted in the way our people are acting. This is type college university, black university students acting like this. He's like, I am very disgusted and ashamed of this actions of these people. Crazy.
it's just nonsense.
All we did was set up a table.
The university says a group was escorted from campus. Kate denies that.
You like that? You like that? Respectful and professional.
He instead says they were taken away for safety. TSU adds they were not authorized on campus.
Look how professional that is. You know, look how respectful that is. So respectful.
Are you guys going to continue to just show up to public universities if they don't answer?
Absolutely. It's our free speech. It's our these campuses have a free speech area. They're public universities.
The university declined to comment further, but the NAACP came out in support of the students. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 7.
So if you don't know who the NAACP is, the Negro, what is it? Let me get you the real right. NAACP stand for. Let's see. Oh, sorry, it's a Negro. I apologize about that. But the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. There we go. I don't know why I said the word Negro. I don't know why, if it was at one time that way or what. Maybe I'm mixing something else up. But the National Association of Advancement of Colored People. The NAACP came out. Why? Of course they're going to come out. This is not a race issue, folks. This is not about racism. Why do we always have to make it into racism? Why does a group of people have to make it into an issue of racism? Right? I mean, we're humans. We're humans, and this is the issue of DEI. It's humans. And again, it goes back to what everyone says. I don't care what you do in your private life, you do it, but don't force me to have to adhere to your illusions or your fantasies. I'm not bound to adhere to your illusions or your fantasies. And everyone else wants to make it into, oh, it's about race, it's about color, it's about this, or it's about that. It's not. It's very shameful that this happened. It's very shameful that the things are happening. But what is this? This is all, folks, demonic. It's all just the beginning to the end. Anyway, I thank you guys for taking the time. This is, man, I've been here, what, an hour now? An hour and 7 minutes for listening to this video. You're probably just as bored as I am on a Sunday night hanging out. And now it's time to go back and hang out with the family and relax. And I thank you, James, for sharing that video with me and for others. If you have not watched the video on the snake eyes, please do so. You can see in the beginning of this live video the conspiracy theories, the things of how the movie Snake Eyes, which was done in 1998, correlates with what happened with Charlie Kirk. Again, in the beginning of this broadcast, in the beginning of this live video here, I explained that September 10th, both Charlie Kirk versus Charles Kirkland, the senator, both political, shot by Tyler, the executioner, Tyler versus Ruiz. Jezebel was the curse, Jezebel, the witch. All these things are so alike. And they even talked about a storm, if you remember the storm. And then it talks about the storm. And then in the speech with Stephen Miller, he says, I am the storm. We are the storm. Okay? That type of thing. So there is so much conspiracy, so much demonic in these correlations. At the beginning of this video, I think will really shock you and will really open your eyes. You're going to be knocked out of your socks if you watch the beginning of this broadcast. Until then, hope to see you soon.